Okay, so get this right. For a day's deep dive, we're looking into Elon Musk. But not like the rocket-launching, Mars-obsessed Elon Musk we usually hear about.
No, no, not this time.
This time, it's Elon Musk going undercover. As a homeless person.
Yeah, you heard that right. Homeless Elon Musk.
Billion-dollar boardrooms to, like, blending in on the streets. I mean, what?
He was reading all this stuff, news stories and reports about inequality, and I think it really got to him.
So he's thinking, okay, I can't just read about this. I got to see it for myself.
Right, exactly. But not just see it, like experience it.
And he doesn't do things halfway. Right.
Yeah.
So where does he choose to go undercover?
A luxury hotel.
No way. Seriously.
Yeah, in Beverly Hills, like talk about a contrast.
Okay, so I'm picturing this Elon Musk, but like not Elon Musk.
He went all out. Makeup, clothes, the whole 9 yards.
And he actually pulled it off.
Even he said he barely recognized himself.
Wow. Okay, so he walks into this like super fancy hotel lobby, marble floors, chandeliers.
And people are giving him the side eye. Big time.
I bet. Did he at least get past the front door?
Well, the doorman pretty much ignored him.
Ouch.
Then there's the receptionist. She kind of like sized him up,
Oh, I can imagine.
This strange smile. And when he said he had a reservation, she was hesitant. You could just tell.
Like judgment radiating off of her.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there.
So what, did he just go hide in his room after that?
Nope. He heads to the hotel cafe, gets seated at like the worst table.
Seriously?
Practically hidden in a corner, waiters rushing past him, to get to the people who actually look like they belong there.
It's crazy how just changing your appearance can make you, like, invisible.
It's true. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Musk was taking notes the whole time.
Really? On what?
Everything. The whispers, the stares. It was like a crash course in how people judge based on appearances.
But I read that not everyone treated him that way.
You're thinking of Natalie, right?
Yeah, Natalie. Who was she?
Young housekeeper. And she was like the complete opposite of everyone else. Treated him with respect, kindness.
Like she didn't even notice he was undercover.
It was more than that. It's like she saw through the disguise. Saw the person, not the clothes.
What did she say? I'm curious.
She said something like, "It's how I was raised. You treat everyone with respect, no matter who they are."
Wow. Especially in a place like that. That's pretty amazing.
And you know what? Musk was so intrigued by her, he decided to kind of test her.
Test her how?
Like he'd leave his room a mess, ask for specific things, extra work.
Oh, so he's trying to see if she'll crack.
But Natalie, she just kept smiling, kept being helpful.
Gosh, sounds like a saint.
It really got to him, though. Here he is, richest guy in the world, playing the part of someone who's ignored, and it's the housekeeper who truly sees him.
That's heavy. But what about everyone else? Did they ever suspect who he was?
Well, word started getting around, about this scruffy guy in the expensive suite.
Oh, here we go.
Judgments flying, rumors. It was like a whole other layer of this experiment, like a microcosm of society right there in the hotel.
This is getting good. So we've got Musk undercover, experiencing this whole other side of life, and in walks Natalie with her heart of gold. What happens next?
Well, that's where we'll pick up after the break.
So we left off with Musk undercover, right? Seeing the world from a whole new perspective.
Judgments, kindness. He saw it all.
And then what? The big reveal.
He decides it's time, yeah. Gathers the hotel staff for a meeting.
And walks in, like, full Elon Musk mode.
Suit and tie, the whole bit.
I bet their jaws hit the floor.
You can imagine. The guy they'd been, dismissing, whispering about.
Suddenly he's the guy who could buy the whole hotel.
Exactly. And, some of them, you could tell they were feeling pretty awkward.
Like, oh man, that was Elon Musk. I should have brought him that extra napkin.
It was a total shift in perception, right? Suddenly it's not just a scruffy guy. It's a billionaire CEO.
I wonder if anyone tried to, like, backpedal explain themselves.
Some did, yeah. But others, you could see they were genuinely humbled by the whole thing.
It's like a wake-up call, right? Makes you realize how quickly we judge.
And Musk, he used it as a teaching moment. Showed them pictures of himself in disguise.
Talked about how differently he was treated.
Yeah, it was like, see? This is what bias looks like.
So he's not just playing games. He's trying to make a point.
He wanted them to see how their actions, their judgments, affected someone, even if that someone was, a billionaire in disguise.
Did anyone, like, challenge him on it?
A few tried to defend themselves, yeah. But mostly, it was a quiet room.
Makes you think.
And then, to really drive the point home, Musk does something pretty amazing.
What's that?
He makes a huge donation to the hotel, specifically to improve staff working conditions.
Wow. So it's not just about the lesson. He's actually putting his money where his mouth is.
Right. Like he could have just walked away, but he chose to do something tangible, something that would make a real difference.
So he shakes things up, he challenges them, and then he leaves this huge gift. But what about Natalie? Don't leave me hanging.
Ah, Natalie. He didn't forget about her.
What happened?
He offered her a job at one of his companies.
No way. Seriously. Like Tesla.
We
SpaceX.
saw something in her, something beyond the housekeeper uniform.
Like, her kindness wasn't just surface level. It was part of who she was.
And that's what resonated with him, I think. The fact that she treated everyone with that same respect.
Okay, but imagine if he hadn't done this whole undercover thing.
What if he had just stayed in his billionaire bubble?
Yeah, would Natalie still be working at that hotel? Her potential, totally unnoticed?
It makes you think, right? How many people are out there just like her, but they never get that chance?
Because nobody really sees them.
We get so caught up in our own lives, our own judgments, that we miss those moments of genuine connection. We miss the Natalies.
So what now? What's the takeaway for, people listening to this? Is it as simple as just be kind?
I think it's more than that. It's about being aware, about looking beyond the surface.
Challenging our own biases.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you never know who you're interacting with, who you might be dismissing.
It could be Elon Musk in disguise.
Well, maybe not literally.
But the point stands, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Each person we meet, they have a story.
And we have a choice. Do we see them? Or do we just see what we expect to see?
This deep dive, it's not just about Elon Musk and a fancy hotel. It's a mirror.
Reflecting back at us.
Showing us our own biases, our own assumptions, and challenging us to do better.
I like that.
So think about your own interactions. Today, this week.
Where did we see kindness? Where did we maybe miss an opportunity to show it ourselves?
Food for thought. Right.
Lots of food for thought. And on that note, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. So we're back, and man, this story has really got me thinking. It's like we started with this billionaire playing dress up, but it turned into something, I don't know, more.
Right. It's not just a fun anecdote. This is about us.
About how we treat each other, you mean?
Exactly. It's easy to look at that hotel staff and think, wow, what's wrong with those people?
Yeah, judging the guy based on his clothes.
But we all do it in some way. We all have those snap judgments.
I guess it's true. I mean, nobody's perfect, right?
And that's the point, isn't it? The first step is admitting it, recognizing those biases we carry around.
Like Musk with Natalie. It wasn't a lecture that changed his perspective.
Nope. It was her actions, her kindness.
Just treating him like a person.
And it cracked open his whole worldview. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I've been looking at things the wrong way.
What if we all did that a little more? Looked for the person, not the label.
Imagine, right, instead of homeless guy or billionaire CEO, it's just another human being.
We'd probably treat each other a lot differently.
Exactly. With more respect, more compassion.
Because we all have a story, right?
We do.
Yeah.
And it's easy to forget that, especially with all the noise in the world.
The news, social media, everyone's shouting about who's right, who's wrong.
And we lose sight of the fact that we're all connected. What affects one affects us all.
But stories like this, they remind us of that. They bring it back down to a human level.
The power of one person, one interaction to change everything.
Like a ripple effect.
Exactly. Think about it. What if Musk hadn't done this? What if Natalie hadn't been there, hadn't treated him the way she did?
Things would play out so differently.
And this is just one story in one hotel. Imagine how many of these moments are happening all around us all the time.
It's kind of overwhelming when you think about it.
But also, it's hopeful, right? It means we all have that power to make a difference.
So what are we saying here? Be kind, rewind.
I think it's deeper than that. It's about awareness. It's about questioning those automatic judgments.
And choosing to see the good.
Choosing to connect, to recognize the potential in every person we meet.
Like Musk saw in Natalie. Maybe she'll end up running SpaceX someday.
Who knows? That's the beauty of it, right? Anything is possible.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about.
It's a challenge, isn't it? To see the world with fresh eyes, to be that change we want to see.
It is. But hey, if Elon Musk can go undercover as a homeless person, we can at least try to be a little kinder, right?
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive, folks. And remember, there's a Natalie out there in all of us, just waiting to be discovered.